Hi, everybody. We are going live here at the gym. Amy Posadas is with us, and we are talking about fitness today. We're going to be doing a little mini workout with some modifications. So if you're joining us on Crowdcast, reach out and say hello. If you're joining us on Facebook, do the same. So I'm going to hand the microphone over to our guest. And Amy, I want you to tell us a little bit about you.
Oh, well,
This is part one. This is part two. Oh, yeah.
gotcha. So I am been in the fitness world in some form, shape, or fashion for 18, 20 years. And I've been a physical therapist for over 16 now. And I now have my own studio where I have small group CrossFit classes and personal training, and I do outpatient physical therapy as well. And I just appreciate you having me here. So thank you.
We're really excited to be here. You definitely are. And for anybody who doesn't know who I am, my name is Brittany. I co-host these weekly lives with Brenda every Wednesday. And we also do our support groups. We have a support group actually coming up tomorrow night, so I wanted to bring that up. It's going to be at 5 p.m. It's on meditation, which Amy actually taught me a little bit about too. So hopefully we're going to have some good stuff for you guys tomorrow. And there's one more thing I wanted to say. Oh, yes. We also are participating in the Walk from Obesity that is happening at the end of this month, September 25th. It's a virtual walk. You guys can participate anywhere. All you have to do is get out there and wear some comfy shoes and walk around. Run if you want.
You can find the comfy shoes.
Yes.
Where?
I'm going to command the micro this area.
So if you need some shoes, get some. Let's go.
Uka Unis, go to our part one. We talked about them. I think we even showed the website too. So, but anyways, it's a really good event. It's laid back if you want it to be, or it's as intense as you want it to be, which is kind of my speed. You could choose whatever you want to do. So, just wanted to bring that up. It's September 25th, and we are going to be walking all together too. So hopefully we'll see some people there.
Yeah.
All right. So am I giving this back to you or Amy?
You
Amy.
Amy.
All right. Here we go.
All right. So the disclaimer is if you have any issues or concerns, definitely make sure that you have anything checked out. If anything hurts, I don't want you to go as far. And if that resolves it, fantastic. If anything continues to hurt, then I want you to stop and reach out to a health professional that can not make it hurt. So generally, the differentiation, because someone is going to be like, well, I'm in pain all the time, so I hurt now, so that means I don't move. Well, there's stiffness and pain. A weakness can present as pain as well. So the disclaimer for that, if you're in chronic pain of like a 5 out of a 10, like 0 being no pain and 10 being like, I'm going to go to the hospital, I clearly don't want you going up any higher than a 5. If you're regularly around a 3 to a 5 when you're moving, I don't want it to go up any more than 2 points from where you're at now. So for example, if you're chronically a 2 or a 3 out of 10 as far as pain, I don't want it to go up any higher than a 5. And when you stop moving, it should calm it back down. The other thing too is that if we're doing something and it's increasing that pain and it's continuing to jump and it doesn't stop when you stop, then again, seek a health professional, maybe ice or heat, but definitely don't continue to do the movement if it's bothering you. Other thing too, everybody likes to hold their breath when they're doing something uncomfortable and moving their body. So I'm going to do one thing as far as trying to get you to start belly breathing or using your diaphragm. I'm not thinking that you're going to get the hang of this right this second, but I want to increase your awareness because when I talk about blowing out kisses or blowing out birthday candles, it's to get you to recover your breath. So have your hand on the belly, have your hand on the chest. You can be sitting or you can be standing. The way that I have this formatted today is that if you are needing a chair and a countertop or the back of a couch, and you should be able to participate just fine. We're not getting on and off the floor today unless you want to. But going back to, sorry, I digress. Back to the hand on the chest and the hand on the belly, whether you're sitting or standing, when you breathe, this hand on the belly should come out, and this hand on the chest shouldn't move very much. So take a deep breath in, and I want you to push the hand on the belly out And when you exhale, this hand on the belly comes back in. So you're not pushing on your belly, but the air fills the belly. So it's you using your diaphragm, and then you use your abdominal muscles to suck the air back out as you suck it back in. So sometimes people will breathe and they'll breathe like this. And they're accessory and shoulder breathers. I want you, especially when you start to move your body so that you don't hyperventilate by doing this, I want you to think about taking a deep breath in. And that's where blowing those kisses or blowing those birthday candles come in, because then you start engaging more of your diaphragm and your core. Yeah. So if you start getting lightheaded or get a headache, or even if you get short of breath walking, up a flight of stairs, try to blow out those kisses. It'll help you to recover better. All right. So again, you consider stand, whatever is most comfortable for you. If you're going to stand, though, I want to have your feet about hip width apart, so you're nice and comfortable, and then your shoulders are stacked. And we're just going to do a gentle neck range of motion. So
you're good.
Yeah. And then I'm actually have my models here so that they can watch me. And then when they do stuff, I'm actually going to pick on them a little bit. So they're going to show you a modification. So be nice to them. So I'm going to show them a modification, or I'm going to show them what they're doing. And then I'll show you a higher and lower level depending on what we're doing on the movement. So neck range of motion. So we're going to start with the fat face. Everybody loves this. It's like when you're taking a picture from the most inappropriate, non-flattering portion of the camera, this is what we're going to do. So we're going to tuck that chin, and we're going to actually look up. So we're going to tuck that chin and have as much of double chins as possible. Yes, like that, Brittany. Good. So
I'm laughing at
yeah, so if you picture like having the back of your skull to the wall behind you, so you feel a stretch in the back of your neck and strengthening in the front. All right, and relax. Deep breath in, exhale, and tuck the chin. Kind of think of like, like a rooster.
Or a turtle.
Yeah, or a turtle. Yeah. So again, this shouldn't hurt, but you'll feel the strengthening in the front and the stretching in the back. Okay.
Guys, I just checking our messages, see if anybody has any comments. Feel free to comment in our chat box
Or
ask Facebook.
ask questions too, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Need your work questions.
So, so we'll double check to see if there's any questions intermittently. And then taking your eyes and ears facing forward and gently taking the ear to the shoulder. And then deep breath in, bring it up. And then exhale and slowly take it to the other side. So deep breath in, bring it back to the center. Exhale and take it to the other side. So we're going to do 3 more. So make sure that when you're doing this, that you're still keeping your hips and your shoulders stacked. I don't want you to start to arch your lower body by trying to increase that range. So we're going to have 2 more. Again, and working that breath so that you inhale when you come up and you exhale as you come down, sinking into that range. And inhale coming up, exhale coming down. So I forgot to tell you that I'm not best counter. So was that 5?
It sounds good.
I think I'm thinking of this.
Okay. So now we're going to work on rotation. So we're actually just going to look over that shoulder. So as far as you can, keeping your hips and shoulders square. The only thing that's rotating is your head, and then back to center. And then we're going to rotate in the opposite direction. So again, if you start cheating like Brittany wants to, she's not quite, but she's wanting to. Rotating the trunk is cheating. All right, and then take it back to the other side. And then inhale, exhale as you rotate. Yes, and if you notice when we're doing any of these stretches, if you're tighter on one side than another, then I need you to stretch 3 times on the tighter side for every 1 time on the not as tight side. I'm sorry, back to the other side. Inhale, exhale as you rotate. And back to center. Inhale, exhale as you rotate. We'll do 1 more on each side. And back to center. Inhale and exhale as you rotate. All right. Now that our neck is loosened up a little bit, we're going to have small circles, thumbs up towards the ceiling. Yep, and we're just going to do 10 small circles forward. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now we're going to go backwards. 10, 9, 8, 7. You girls are doing a great job of keeping your hands up by your shoulders. And now we're going to do big circles forward. So big circles. Careful you don't hit anything or anyone. And keep this within the span that it doesn't cause pain. If you're like, oh, it just doesn't hurt until I get to a point and then I can work through it, I don't want you to go through that point. So you have 10 going forward, or if you're already going backwards, then 10 going backwards, however which way. All right, and the opposite direction of whichever one you were doing. So all the way up, all the way back, as best as you can. Exhaling as you breathe. And I forgot to put the music on too.
I'm going to check.
4,
Sorry, I missed the intro. What is this video about stretching? So,
here we have stretching, and we're starting a short little workout for people as well to be able to do at home. So feel free to jump in and do what you feel comfortable with.
and Amy, what is the goal of these type of workouts?
The goals with this, at least what I've gotten here, it actually carries over functionally to different movements that people do in everyday life. So if you realize that you're tight in one of these stretches, then it actually affects potentially driving or dressing. If you're not able to do some of the other functional movements, it actually sets you up for being able to do like putting your shoes on easier or socks on easier, for example, and loosens you up. Get some blood flowing.
Yeah.
So
Amy, for those of you who are just joining, Amy is a physical therapist and a physical. I was just wanting to say, so the people that are just now joining, Amy is not only a fitness expert, but she's our instructor, but also a physical therapist as well. So she's got all kinds of, got you covered, whether it be pain or if you are wanting to increase muscle, get more tone, all of those things.
absolutely. I just want to make sure people could hear you.
Yeah.
That's why. All right. So if you are tight in your wrists, which is a lot of people tend to be. Oh, I don't know if I turn this off or not. I just pushed the button. Is it still on?
Let's see if you can still hear us. You guys still hear us?
Can you still hear us?
I'm gonna give us a thumbs up. Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
Awesome. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
So you can either stand or sit and take your palms together, heels of palms together, keep your elbows in nice and tight, and then take it down the torso. Yes, but if your heels of the palms start to come apart, then you've gone too far.
Oh, I went a little too hard.
So, and if you feel like that this is easy and you've gotten this, then you can also take a counter and take the heel of the palm on the counter or the side of a couch or an armrest, as long as it's stable, and you can use the body to stretch that out further. So my only disclaimer on that is that you keep your back nice and flat. So you're gonna pull those shoulder blades in for me.
Okay.
There you go. So either the prayer pose here to stretch out your wrist extensors, or having your fingers on a ledge and using your body weight. Again, if you start making a pain face, that's too far. And then we're gonna do the back of the hands. So we're here, and then we're going to lower, I don't like this one, lower the elbows. Yes. You can also do this one on the back or a ledge as well, but both of them are pretty awful. So we're just going to hold that for about 10 seconds or so. I'm going to be picking on you all day to make sure you're leading with your chest.
Shoulders back.
Shoulders back. I always lead with that chest. So yeah, and then you're trying to get the back of your palm actually all the way. Yeah, with still keeping it there. Yeah, that's what I said. I don't like that one. No. All right, and then we're gonna do some side reaching. So back in those 80s with Jane Fonda, we're just gonna have our legs nice and wide. And if you're sitting, that's totally fine. So if you can show on the bench, like sitting. Yeah. You're having the arms up, and you're just gonna reach. No, that's fine. Just reaching as far as you can. So you'll feel your core engage and then come back up and then the other side. Yep. But notice, so if you need to widen, you can. But yeah, correct. Some stability. Yes. So we're just going to do 10 reaches side to side. And where you're going to feel that is you're going to feel your core reaching, engaging. So that looks really good. We have 5 more each side. And again, this is just waking up some muscles, waking up some core. Make sure that you breathe, exhaling through the hardest part. And it's a little different in sitting, isn't it?
It's almost be harder.
Well, if you start cheating when you're standing, then you can be. But yeah, they each have their pros and cons.
Well,
All right.
it's nice for people who will sit at a desktop. You
Mhm.
can make time to do this anytime.
Absolutely. So the next one is side bending. So actually, go ahead and sit down for me again.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Brenda, have your hands by your side. And so Brittany, you're going to have your hands by your side, but you're going to go down your lower leg. Yep. Still trying to keep your chest up though.
Oh.
And then Brenda, yeah, you're going down by your side. So instead of reaching forward like you were, I want you to try to go maybe even back behind you.
Like,
Yes. So that way you're just side bending that way.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So just get a nice reach. Again, if you find that you're tighter on one side than another, especially on that side of the torso, I need you to stretch 3 more times on the tighter side than the one time on the opposite side. So I want you to alternate each side. But yeah, you feel that?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'm going to really mess with you because I'm going to show you the standing flamingo.
Okay.
It's really going to mess with you. Yeah, so you're
Excited.
going to do the sitting one, and you're going to do the standing one. But again, you're almost at an advantage with sitting because then you're not able to move your hips. With standing, you have to be a little more on point, and you can use, we have a rig right here. You can use a doorway or a corner, and I actually like to grab like my pants or like a loop or a belt, and I'll pull my hips so that I'm not rotating this way. If I rotate that way, then I'm cheating. So I'm pulling the hips forward and I'm rotating back to get a stretch. And so then, Brittany, for you, you're going to reach this hand over the opposite knee and then take the other hand behind you. Yep. And you're going to push on this and you're going to pull on the bench or the chair. So we're going to inhale, become nice and tall. As you exhale, then you're trying to rotate and go back further, but you're keeping your hips nice and square. Yes. So again, car, sitting at a desk, you've done a lot of yard work. This is going to be something that helps to loosen things up. Yeah.
Right.
Yes. So definitely inhale as you extend up and then exhale as you rotate. Now we're going to switch sides. So deep breath in as you're, yeah, that's okay. Unless you're on the other side and then you'll be out of the shot. You got your new pants on, that's fine. So yeah, the biggest thing is inhaling as you extend up and exhaling as you sink into that rotation. And if you notice again that you're tighter on one side than another, which most people are in this stretch, make sure you spend some more time, 3 times on the tighter side for every 1 time on the not as tight side.
Check our comment here. If you got any of you out there? Okay.
All right, so I like to do a little dynamic stretching at first, and then we're going to get our blood flowing a little bit. So do you still want to be the sitting version, or do you want to switch? Okay. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through these, and we're going to do 30 seconds each time. So if you want to do this with us at home, you can on all of it. This is just in case you guys are tired of listening just to my voice.
Never.
So what we're going to do is we're going to do 30 seconds of a movement. And I'll tell you in just a second. We're going to do marches to start. We're going to do leg curls. We're going to go up on our toes and back on our heels. And then we also have a toy soldier with a scoop. So the way that Brittany's going to show the standing version, and then Brenda's going to show the sitting version. So we have 5 seconds, and then we're going to start. See my counter. 3, 2, 1, and we're going to march. So you just bring your knees up. If it's too high to bring your knees up when you're standing, then you can have them lower. If you are feeling like it's not enough and you want to make it harder, you can tap it on top of something that's higher, or you can add a hop. 30 seconds of that and that'll get you. All right, we're gonna go to our curls next, right here. So Brenda, instead of bringing your legs up, you're just gonna actually try to pull your foot back behind you. Yeah, so you're actually gonna drag it. Yeah, do you feel your hamstrings kicking on? Yeah, and you're gonna alternate. And again, if you wanna take it up another level from Brittany, then you would jump as you did the curls. But if you were in your chair, you'll be pulling that back and you'll feel your hamstrings turning on. All right, and then we're gonna go to our heel toe rock. So all the way up on the toes and back on the heels. Yep. Yeah, it's a balance thing. But you can see. Oh, sorry. Oh, well, I'm not gonna mess with that. Okay. All right. And then we actually have the toy soldier with an ankle scoop. So Brittany, you're gonna kick up and then scoop. And Brenda, you're gonna kick your legs straight. Yep, and then keep it straight. Yeah, but bring it down. And then try to scoop. Yep, and then come up. Good. And then kick the other leg.
And you want to lead with your chest, right?
Lead with your chest. Always, I want your back nice and flat. I don't know if you can hear the music at home, but we're jamming it out. All right. And then what I'm going to have you do is go back to, because I got a little behind on the, we'll just do another set of 10 seconds with this. We're good. And then after this, we're going to go back to the march. And then we're going to go back to that march. Yep, marching it out. Again, if you want to add a hop to it, or if you want to tap your toes onto a higher surface, you can. Or if it's too high, you can bring it down lower. We have 10 more seconds. Good job.
Yeah.
All right, curling those legs, bringing that knee back. Yep. So feel free to use your arms if you want to. Yes. And you see how Brenda's dragging her feet? That actually turns those hamstrings on. Yeah.
But it's nice though. I mean, you can do that anywhere. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I was thinking about when I'm at home. Working at my desk.
Heel toe rocks. All the way up, all the way back. So make sure you're not doing this. I didn't see anybody here doing it, but I just want to make sure at home nobody's doing this. Or nobody's doing this. Keep the shoulders stacked over the hips.
I can feel pretty good today.
It helps with blood flow, for sure. All right, and toy soldier with our scoop. Good, and lead with that chest. Keep your back as flat as you can. Really good job keeping those toes up. Brittany makes it look a lot easier than it is.
Well, we've done these different times with Amy.
So just know if you lose your balance that you're just keeping that square and you're having some space in between, and then also having a counter there readily accessible as you need it. All right, good job, girls. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is I can never talk over the music when I'm doing a simple stretch, so that kind of gets on my nerves. Go ahead, pull that down.
One more thing.
Yes. What we're gonna do is a figure 4 stretch. So you can technically do it standing, but I'm not gonna show you that because I don't want you to fall. So we're gonna sit down. We're gonna take one ankle on the opposite knee, and we're gonna bring our chest down to the leg. So again, make sure you're keeping your chest up and your shoulders back. If you are not able to get your foot on your opposite knee, that is okay. Keep that one leg straight and either have it here or have it here. So that way you're still getting a stretch to the hip, either way.
Oh, you can still feel it even down here, yeah.
Just be careful no matter what surface that you're on that you don't slide off.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to switch sides. Again, taking that ankle to the opposite knee and pushing down, bring your chest forward. Or if you're like, no, my hip and knee doesn't like that, see if you can be down here, getting that knee out, or on the opposite leg and still pushing that knee out until eventually we'll get you there. Well, that's the goal. All right, is there anything tight on you girls still left?
No, not really.
Okay, not at this moment. So what I have is we always like to test things to make sure that our whatever we're testing is getting better. So it can be the strength for you, it can be the cardio for you, it can be just overall activity tolerance. So what I have is a little bit of a baseline test, and we're going to do 15 minutes of as many rounds as possible of a shuffle, a line shuffle. So if you have like a line on the floor, just stepping over. Now you can tap step, you can go as hard as you can step, or you can walk step, whatever you feel most comfortable with. And then we have push-ups. So we're going to decide our level of the push-ups. Sometimes people will start on the wall. This is where I would say, as far as having like a counter or an elevated part of the armrest or a couch. Okay. And then you're going to have your hands just under your shoulders. Make sure that you're back a little bit at an angle so you keep your hips and your shoulders stacked in line. And then go ahead and bring your chest down to the surface. Excuse me. Exhale as you come up. Good. And actually, Brenda, I'm going to have you on this one over here.
Right here?
Yeah, right here. Because this is a little bit higher. And then have your hands a little bit wider. Yeah. And then so you're going to have to keep your elbows tucked in. Yep. And then just bring your chest to there. Good. Yes, that's better. When we did that before, you were not as flat as you were in your back, and that looks much better. All right, so we have 1 minute shuffle. We have 10 push-ups. We have 10 sitting knee raises. So you can do standing knee raises or sitting knee raises. If you do sitting, you can either use the same surface depending on what it is at home. You can bring one knee up. As long, again, as you keep your back nice and flat, you can bring both knees up. Again, if you bring both knees up, make sure you're not hyperextending or arching your back, so you have to keep this nice and tight either way. Or you can also be standing and bring knees up as well. So we're going to do 10 of those. So go ahead and try that. See which ones you feel more comfortable with.
Like sitting or standing?
Yep.
I'm so short. Did you see that?
Yeah, that's okay.
So this is one.
Yeah, one is each side. Yep. And if that's easy, try both.
Well, that's not easy. No. Try a couple of them.
So
Can you also make between the hard and the easy?
I will let you, yes. But I don't want you to use your feet and bounce off. That's cheating.
Okay.
So, and if you start with 2 feet and you end up alternating to the single, that's fine. Just make note if you're deciding to retest yourself later, just make note of what you did and how many rounds you got into whenever you decided to go from 2 knee raises to alternating. And then we have sit to stand. So we're basically going to stand up and then sit down. So we're going to keep our feet under our hips.
Under. Okay.
Yeah. And then take a step. Yep. Sit down and then stand up. Yep. Good. You may or may not use arm rest. You may or may not be without hands. So either way. And if that's easy as far as the sit to stands, Then bring your arms overhead. Yep. And keep your arms straight. Yep. Good. And then we have toe touches to overhead. Yes, because you have to work your shoulder blades, your mid and lower traps to keep that and get that head through.
Yeah.
And then touching your toes to overhead. So whether you're sitting or whether you're standing, and then reaching all the way up. Yep. And then touching down. And then up. So when you go down, make sure again you're leading with your chest so that you're not rounding.
Okay.
So
Am I rounding right now?
yes, there you
Like
go.
that.
That's better. Yeah. So not bringing up your head, but just keeping that nice and flat. Yeah. And then if you were sitting, go ahead and show it while you're sitting. I know it's kind of self-explanatory, but go ahead and take a seat. Yeah. Touch your toes. Yep. And then coming up. Good. And getting your head all the way through up top. Looks good. All right. So we're going to do 15 minutes of that. 1 minute shuffle, 10 push-ups, 10 sitting knee raises or standing, 10 stand up and sit downs, and 10 toe touches to overhead, whether you're sitting or standing. All right. Are we ready?
Mhm.
All right. So everybody knows what they're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. And whenever you complete a round, you can give it a little tick mark. There's a little line, and then it keeps track of your rounds.
Okay, 3 rounds.
No, you're doing as many rounds as you can.
Oh.
As many as you can. Yes. Good question. I'm sure somebody else had that question. All right.
I mean, how many will you do?
So I would like for you to keep track if you plan on retesting yourself. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So Brenda, I'll let you use this one for your tick marks, and then Brittany use that one. We have 10 seconds. So I apologize. Nobody has the timer at home, but here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I will pop the timer and shuffle away. I will pop it in and out as we get to certain segments. So we have 1 full minute. Now it's going to get a little tricky. Let's see if I could leave this in. I might have to hold this here. Yeah. She is. She's like, you're moving. I don't like how it's backwards on the screen. Awesome. All right, you have 15 seconds. Go for it, ladies. All right, here we go. Push-ups. 10 push-ups. Yep. So you're going to exhale through the hardest part. Good. Lead with that chest. Looking good, looking good. So I don't count your reps. So I'm assuming that you're staying honest with it. We're going to get your chest all the way to that surface. This is June bug. All the way, all the way. Are you girls counting? No, we're only doing 10. Yeah. 10 sitting knee raises. Yeah, so if you were following them, they weren't counting their reps. Oh, it's only 10 push-ups. Good. 10 sitting knee raises. Brittany, I think you could do 2 at a time and still keep your back flat. Yes. Brittany, I think you might be able to do 2 at a time and keep your back flat too. Try both knees. Yeah, without pushing your toes. Yeah. So it's just 10 of those. And then we're gonna, yeah. And then, yeah. And then 10 stand-ups. So the reason why I'm leaving this timer within your view is if anybody wants to follow. Yeah, sit stand. Keep space in between your feet. Yep. Good. Good. Exhale on the way up. Looking good, girls. Looking good. Is that easy, Brittany? Okay. I want either do the hand thing or I want you to come off of it and go lower. So you're not going to that surface. You can go a little bit lower.
Oh.
No, I mean like a squat.
Oh.
Yeah, but a good squat. There you go. Yeah. All right. Because you can. Yeah. All right. Toe touches, whether you're standing or sitting, and then reaching overhead. Yep. Get that head through as best as you can for me up top. Yep. Good. Well, you girls are going to regret that I said 15 minutes. How do you know what? Well, I was just going to say, I don't know if there's copyright stuff on with having the music. Do you want me to turn it off? Okay. All right. So start it all again.
Okay.
1 minute shuffle. So we're at 5:17 is when it'll stop the shuffle. And if you're getting tired at home, if you decide that you want to do this and you do toe taps instead, that's totally fine. Good job, girls. Come on, come on. Looking good, looking good. All right, you're over halfway. Well, on the shuffle.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. 15 seconds. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push it. Yeah, do it, Sam. Good job. Hey, come here. She wants to play. She's like, I want to run. Good job, girls. Only 10 this time? Yeah? 10? Atta girl. All right. Sitting knee raises? Yeah. So you're bringing your knees up? Yep. Yeah. So it's very hard to do this without leaning back a little bit. I just don't want you to lean back a ton. Good job. So after 10 of those, we basically have 10 squats or 10 sit to stands. Good. Excellent. Squeezing your glutes. Good job keeping your hips and shoulders stacked. But when you come all the way up, Brittany, tuck it under just a little bit. So yeah. Good, Brenda. Good, Brittany. After 10 of those, we have toe touches to overhead. Oh, that I can't see. Do you want me to read it? Okay. Because we are about halfway.
What are we doing now?
Toe touches. Ah. We're halfway. Yes, she really liked that. All right, so we're halfway, trying to meet or beat where we're at. Caitlin, can you put her outside, please? Here we go. 1 minute. Yep. So on the right there. Got about all those details except for that one. Sorry, girls. So you girls don't like to give yourself credit. They've been through 2 rounds. Yeah, they've been through 2 rounds. That's all right. So they're starting on their 3rd round. But see, the goal is when you get halfway, try to meter beat where you're at. So that way you still stay honest with pace. You don't remember when you started, do you? Love you girls. We got 10 more seconds. Here we go, here we go. All right, push-ups. So all the way up, all the way down. Good, Brenda. Yeah. Solid, Brittany. Almost, girls, almost. Yep. Sitting knee raises. Good. Exhale as you lift. Again, if you're wearing out and you need to alternate legs, that's fine too. You can also do this in standing. All right. Sit the stands, either from a chair or if you have a squat and you're keeping your knees behind your toes, then you can do a squat like Brittany is. Excellent. If you need to use an armrest or an elevated chair, that works as well. We have 5 minutes left. Good job. Exhale through the hardest part. You got it. And then toe touches to overhead. Make sure that you're keeping your head through all the way up. And then touching those toes. After that, we got 1 more minute of the shuffle. Good. Here we go, shuffle. Shuffle it out. Yes, this is round 3. Did you give yourself 3? So the reason why I'm holding this is if you wanted to do it at home, then you actually have, even though it's backwards and a little awkward, at least you have something that you can gauge the timer with. And you won't be working out by yourself because Brittany and Brenda will be working out with you. So try not to cut your head off all the time. There we go. Thank you. 20 seconds. Almost, almost. Come on. Last 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2. Push-ups, please. I'm really proud of you girls' push-ups too. Stan, awesome. So I have also started people on a wall too, because even that they weren't able to maintain good form. So if you feel like that at home that you need to start on a wall, that's totally fine. Eventually it'll get easier and then you can progress to the countertop or back of the couch or something. But the main takeaway is that you're keeping your hips and your shoulders in a straight position. Excellent pace, ladies. Excellent pace. Sitting knee raises. 2.5, sorry. Almost, almost. If at home you need to alternate your knees, you absolutely can. Brenda and Brittany doing a great job of keeping that core nice and tight. So the stand. It got serious. They're not smiling anymore. They're not talking either. Woo! In the zone. 2 more minutes. Excellent job, ladies. Excellent job. Yep, exhale through the hardest part. And yes, it's okay that you're using your hands. All right, toe touches to overhead. All the way up, all the way down. And if you're not able to touch your toes, that's okay. Just go to where you feel a stretch and then go right all the way back up. And if that messes with you standing, absolutely just do it sitting. But we need that mobility. Here we go, here we go. If you time this right, you're actually going to finish on your shuffles. Ooh, here we go, shuffle it out. And if you're fast enough, you could be able to get 1 or 2 push-ups in.
He's doing the bar.
Yes. Well, you got to get credit for your rounds.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. Good job. Good job.
Me?
Yeah.
It's on
They are delicious. They are delicious. All right, almost. 15 seconds.
Okay.
All right, we got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push up. See how many you can get. 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Well done.
Right.
Good.
I want to hear comments here. So, how many minutes? That's what Aaron asked. 1 full minute shuffle, 10 push-ups, 10 sitting knee raises,
That's backwards.
10 sit stands, 10 toe touches. Love the smile. Thanks, Aaron.
And what you got 2?
Yeah,
2 push-ups? How many push-ups did you get?
2.
Okay, excellent. So what would they would do is they actually got 4 full rounds plus 2 push-ups. So when they would retest this later, say like in a month or a week, then hopefully you would meet or beat that. Hopefully beat that. But and then another progression would be like, you know, Brenda was on the higher surface back there. If she did her push-ups on a lower surface and still was able to maintain form, or if someone did alternating knee raises and was able to then do 2 knee raises the whole time, that all carries over to progress. So now we're going to stretch and then we're good.
Okay. We are at 1:40.
Yeah. So it should be 40 minutes in or 48 minutes in. Yeah. All right. And then we're just going to do some of the stretches that we started with just because you're familiar with them and they're good. The sitting figure 4. So again, having that one ankle on the opposite knee and leaning forward. And if you're not able to bring that up, then feel free to take it down or to have it out to the side. You can also, if you're like in a recliner, and have it out this way too. So imagine being a recliner and then I'm pushing out this way. Visualize recliner.
Push, like, use your hands.
Absolutely. Yes. Yep.
Push kind of. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then we're going to switch. Good. And then anything feel tight or sore?
I'm more tight on this side, but
Okay.
just a little bit.
So remember, everyone at home as well, if you find that you're tighter on one side versus another, stretch 3 times on the tighter side for that not as tight side until you're even. All right, and then we're gonna try to have our arms at this angle. So we have like, I call them sevens. So we're gonna have our arms up and then we're gonna alternate each side. So you're gonna nice and slow. This is stretching externally and internally the shoulder. The goal is to try to keep your elbow as parallel to your shoulder as you possibly can. Again, if you're not able to hold them up, then that's fine. You can have them down here to have that stretch. Yeah, if you feel like, oh, I can go really far. Yeah, yep. And try to work getting that lower hand back behind you, getting that upper hand back behind you. We got 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then I really like that flamingo, just because it does so many good things. Hand on the outer part of the leg. Inhale, extend up all the way. As you exhale, you're going to pull on this back hand and you're going to push on this hand on your leg and looking over your shoulder. Again, as you exhale, sinking and rotating within pain-free range. And then, so I typically say like about 5 exhalations. I stopped doing 30 seconds because sometimes people were holding their breath for the whole 30 seconds. And it's really important that you breathe. Each time as you inhale, extending up, and each time as you exhale, just getting a little bit more overpressure to go a little bit further back. And again, other side, deep breath in, become really tall, exhale as you pull with that hand back behind you and push with the hand on the outer part of your leg. Nice deep breaths. Good. And then the only other one I was going to have you do, this should not hurt, but you're going to have your hands on your lower back and you're just going to lean back. So if you've done a lot of bending or a lot of yard work or a lot of cleaning, you'll tend to do a lot of repetitive bending over. Yeah. This will help to offset that by relaxing the back and the hips. So again, putting your hands on the meatier part of your hips, buttock area, and then gently leaning back as you exhale. Should be a feel-good stretch. And then come back up to center, and then exhale as you come back. And again, don't force it or manhandle it. Just ease into it with the breath. All right, anything else feel tight? Okay, questions, concerns? I'd love to hear what your rounds are at home if you were able to do this.
Now a great time. We got you with us. Word rounds. You beat us. If you beat us, let us know. I don't see any new ones on Facebook, and Rhonda says hi from Scottsboro, Alabama.
Hi, Rhonda.
Hello.
Hi, Rhonda. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to tell us where they're from? See if we have anybody else in a different part. We're from Missouri and Illinois. This bunch here.
All right. Well, thank you so much for having me, everybody. It's been great. And we have another follow-up. Is it next week?
Next week.
Okay. So yeah, join us next week for our last segment. And then
I guess we'll thank our sponsor and
Yeah.
also just tell us about where you can be found too.
I am in O'Fallon, Missouri. I do personal training in person and online and empower people with changing old lifestyle habits that aren't serving them and substituting them for new ones that do. So just reach out. I'm always happy to help.
Yes. And if you're looking for ProCare, if you're on our Crowdcast, there's a little link, a little button at the bottom of the screen that says our sponsor, ProCare. If you're on Facebook, you can find us at www.procarenow.com. So thank you all for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you.
Bye. Drink your water.